friends, welcome back. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you guys for joining me today. Today is Sunday and I am out and about, running a quick errand because it's cold, child. It is cold. We have finally got out of the single digits. I think it's like 18 degrees today. All right, kind of used to it, but I am going to start a vlog. I am starting a vlog for February, and the book I am currently reading is The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocum. And guys, I am probably about maybe 7 or 8 chapters into this book already, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a little different. Let me back up. Let me backtrack, because if you didn't watch my February possibilities video, this is one of the books that I chose, and the synopsis of the book pretty much is there is a young black man he's aspiring to be a classical violinist, and so he gets a violin, very, very expensive, and he's gotten his hands on it, and he is wanting to, like I said, get into this competition. He's been in competitions before, but this one is the competition. It's I think he's probably like a month out from getting to the competition, and his violin is stolen. Now, there's some family drama going on behind this violin, and even with him personally, he's, from what I'm reading, his family is not very supportive. He is going through that, and I think it is kind of like a dual timeline, because it's flipping back and forth from his childhood and into the present, which I'm so glad, because I'm trying to get a backstory of what's happening. I'm trying to think of some parts to tell you guys where I'm not saying too much. It really is coming off as a mystery. I won't say thriller, but maybe like mystery combined with some drama. And so now basically the FBI, they are now involved because this violin is worth $10 million. So it is very much worth the FBI getting involved before, I guess, he tries to get the insurance money for it. Now, mind you, he don't want the insurance money. He wants his fiddle. He's grown with this fiddle. This fiddle is just more important to him than life, it appears. The police trying to, make sure he's not trying to cash in on the insurance money and all that. That's not even, at least it doesn't seem like that's even what's going on here. And so, like I said, that's pretty much where I am in the story. It's a lot of FBI talk, and so I'm just gonna follow the story. Like I said, I'm only 7 chapters in, but it's very good. Hopefully you all are having a nice warm Sunday for those who are dealing with the cold and the snow. From what I'm hearing across the land, even some of the warmer places are getting hit with ice and rain and all the things. For now, I'm going to let you guys go. When I come up with something else bookish, I don't know. I have plans to go to a couple of places, but word on the street is we may be getting a little bit more snow. I sure hope not. We have enough snow for the rest of the season, okay? Until next time, y'all, or until I do something else bookish, you guys have a wonderful day. Ta-ta. So, guys, I am in Dollar Tree. I came in here for something else, but I'm staying for the books. So, just wanted to show you guys what we got. I did find this one. It seems really interesting. It's a Reese's Book Club, so it might be pretty good. flipping boxcars. And they have, let's see. Enchanted Hacienda. Hey guys, so I did take a quick run into the Dollar Tree to pick up some stuff, and I stopped by the book aisle. As you can see, they have a lot of books there. It's kind of messy, so you had to kind of look through them. They had a lot of books there, but none that really interested me. I mean, there were a couple that I was gonna grab just for the sake of it because it sounded good. One of them was by Cedric the Entertainer, and then I think it was the Rolling the Dice book. I think I showed that one, but anyway, and then there was another one that I wanted to get, but you know what, I said that I was going to buy intentionally this year, like not just picking up random books unless it's a book that I'm trying out a new author and I really like it, but not to just buy books just to buy them. Okay, so needless to say, I didn't pick up anything in the Dollar Tree. So oh well, maybe sometime this week before this video I'll get out. I did stop by Friends of the Public Library, and I guess they're closed because of the weather. I mean, hey, kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. But other than that, guys, unless I do something else bookish, I will get back with you soon. Ta-ta. Hey friends, so today is Tuesday, February 2nd, and I really wanted to take some time to dive into the violin conspiracy. Guys, I'm not quite sure what my expectation was when I grabbed this book, other than, like I said, I grabbed it because of the cover, but I'm telling you, this book is, number one, it's a page turner. I mean, if I probably can finish this book today. I put it this way, I want to finish this book today. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start, because this book is tugging at my heart in all kind of ways. It's brought tears to my eyes so far. In some good ways, and then I'm sad because of the things that Ray Arthur is going through in this book. This young man who, like I said before, as he's an inspiring violin, classical violinist. And he's in the era where he's dealing with a lot of racism. There's not many African American people at all, men or women, that are playing in these competitions. For one, it's super hard for them to get in them. But he was blessed to come across a woman who was a very prestigious, very well-known teacher at the college. And I can't even remember the name of the college now, and she saw him playing in high school and offered him the opportunity to get a full scholarship to go to college, which was a total blessing, because he's living in a single parent home. And he's just going through so much, and yet he has the perseverance and the just the push to just do what he wants to do in life. His mom is wanting him, to get the regular hamburger flipping kind of job or whatnot, to help her out with the family, because he has two siblings that are twins. And like I said, I don't see a presence of the father. I don't know if later in this book it's going to even say what happened with his father, but his mom is just really hard on him. And it's really breaking my heart, because the way Ray's character is in this book, he's just this sweet, young man who desires so much just to please not only his mom, but to make his family proud. And he has a gift. He has a gift of playing this violin, and it seems like no one in his family but his grandmother and an aunt are really supporting him in what he's trying to do successfully. And that is successfully making it to one of the most grandest opportunities ever. And it's a competition, and oh my gosh, I can't even tell you what brought me to tears. I don't think it's a spoiler. But like I said, his grandmother is just rooting for him. She's wanting him to promise that he's going to succeed at this. And guys, oh my gosh, I'm not even joking. My heart, I just cry for this guy. I just cry for this young man. I don't know. It's making me want to flip through these pages for more than just finding out why the violin got stolen, but just to see how his life turns out at the end of this story. And, that's where I am pretty much now. I think I told you at the beginning that when his violin was stolen, he did have it insured, and I actually couldn't understand why at first, because it was an old fiddle that his grandmother or his grandfather had left from the 1930s. It passed down from generation to generation from the 1930s on down, and so I'm basically where he got the violin appraised, and that's where, I'm starting to understand now why it's so dear to him. It's not only dear to him because of the monetary value, and the monetary value means nothing to him. The fact that it's his family heirloom, and the promises he made to his grandmother, and the heart, the love, it is so descriptive in here how he connects with his violin. It's just, I don't know, it's so beautiful. And I think that even if you're not like a real instrumental type person, like you're not into instruments and things like that, I still believe with all of the things going on in here, several themes in here, that anybody would love this book. Anybody would love this book. I mean, I grew up, I'm surrounded by musicians. My husband, my children, all of us play something, do something, sing something, so I kind of get it, but I don't get it. It's a whole nother level of how this young man feels about this violin. I mean, you hear about other musicians, that had instruments, and they slept with them, and they wanted to get buried with them, and all the things. And we might not understand that, but even just reading this story now, it is helping me just realize, like, people are very sentimental about things, and we don't understand what the connection is. This story is so beautiful, and I'm telling you, when they say don't judge a book by its cover, don't judge a book by its cover, because this is turning out to be something like really beautiful. Like I said, it's beautiful and it's sad at the same time. It's beautiful and it's sad at the same time. And I just want to get through this book. So guys, that is my update so far. I don't know if I'm going to come back with another update. Well, I certainly definitely will come back with another update, but I don't know if it's going to just be when I'm done with the book, or if I get at least a good bit more through it. I may hop back on later tonight and give you guys an update, but we shall see. See you soon. Ta-ta. Hey, my friends. I am finally done with The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocumb. Y'all, this book is amazing. It is amazing. I'm telling you, I did not know what I was getting into when I started this book, and I loved every bit of it from start to finish. Oh my gosh, I can't even really explain everything that's packed in this book, but I'm going to do my best. I mean, we're talking about Ray McMillan. He is a classical violinist. He's brought up in a regular, family, single parent family. He has a couple of siblings, and he has this great desire to be a classical violinist and just make it all the way through to the top. That involved going to competitions and doing all the things that he was basically told as a black man he would not be able to accomplish. And so we're going through that journey with him. Oh my gosh, the determination, the perseverance, the anxiety, the pain, oh my gosh, he had to deal with greed within the family. He had to deal with racism. Oh my gosh, it's packed. It is packed with so many things. But the greatest thing is just seeing him, do what he promised his grandmother he would do. And I think I told you in the previous clip how, his great great grandfather, I believe, one who was in the era of slavery, who had to endure and went through the slavery era, and he was given a fiddle by his owner. And so that fiddle was passed along to then his grandmother, and his grandmother then gave it to him. So he took it to a specialist to see exactly what the violin was worth, if it had any meaning, and come to find out this violin was worth millions. And in doing so, he found out that it was like one of, I think, 250 or something like that, Stradivari. I can't even pronounce the word, but it was only a certain amount of these violins made back many moons ago. So that is what caused it to be worth so much money. We find out in the story that the violin ended up getting stolen right when he was going into this really, really big competition. It was like a competition. Think of it like the Olympics. So he really, really wanted to be the first black person, first American classical violinist, first of all, to reach the goal of winning this contest and what have you. So we go through that journey with him, and all the tests and the trials and the things that he had to endure, even in this century, with racism and just the inequality, all of the things. And we do go between two timelines because we kind of peek into the life of his great great grandparents. And oh my gosh, that alone tore my heart out. I already told y'all, I struggle with the slavery era. It just makes me really sad inside, and I just struggle with it. It's a little bit triggering, and there are not a whole lot, but there are a few pages in this book that are very graphic. Very graphic. So, please look at your trigger warnings. But it's not a whole lot, but it is, a tinge. Okay, it is a tinge, and it was enough for me. All right. There's a little romance in here, just a little tinge of that too, and which I'm so glad that this wasn't overpowered with that. But I'm telling you, I have never read anything like it. I'm no cap, like for real, like his writing kind of reminds me of S.A. Cosby a bit. Like, it's very descriptive. Like, I could see this on TV or in film somewhere. Like, it was just, oh my gosh. And then to find out in the author's note that some of these events and things that happened, he actually went through. Because the author is like a classical violinist. And I did show you his picture. And he was raised in North Carolina. And he's still, I believe, a professor there teaching music to this day. But y'all, I don't know. You don't have to be a music lover to enjoy this book. He does have a lot of the musical verbiage in here. Not a lot. There is some musical verbiage in here, like in regards to the different type of competitions, the different violins and all of that. But I found that very intriguing. I am so glad that I read this book, and I would definitely recommend it. I gave it 5 stars. Yes, I did. Gave it 5 stars because I even cried. Okay, if you can bring that kind of emotion out of me, I even cried. And you guys, if you want some historical fiction mixed with some mystery, mixed with some drama, okay, mixed with music, this gonna be the one. This is the one. So I once again enjoyed reading this one. I am going to probably start with Yellow Wife next by Sadiqa Johnson. I'm not probably going to. I'm going to. This is my next read, guys, on this vlog that you'll probably see, along with The Last Summer on State Street by Toya Wolff. This is a very short read. I actually probably can get done with this in a day. So I wanted to go ahead and get this done as well. Definitely this one. I'm going to see how much time I have because today is Tuesday. I'll see how much time I have in between now and Friday to read both of these books. So guys, until something else bookish happens, I will see you later. Ta-ta. Hey friends, hey, good afternoon. Guys, I am finally done with Yellow Wife. And oh my goodness, I made it, y'all. I made it through, and I thoroughly enjoyed that book. It was so good. It was so good. Not necessarily what we went through in that book, but I absolutely love Sadiqa Johnson. That story, I'm so glad of the way things turned out. I love reading the author's note, just explaining how she came up with the content and all of the things to write the book. The fact that she, was inspired with visiting the place where the jail was and just finding out all the things and all the research that she did to write this book is just amazing. It's just amazing. And I mean, I appreciate it, that she was able to take all of those things that happened and create this beautiful book. Even the fact that she used names of the real of the characters, some of the characters that was in the book. I think that is so beautiful that she paid tribute to those people who, did so much to survive and paved the way for us today, So I loved it. Can't wait to read the next book by her. It's without question that this is a 5-star read for me. I will tell anybody who asked me to read that book, okay? Looking forward to what's next. I can't even think of what book she has next or is coming out. I'll put it up here somewhere, but I'm going to make sure I grab it. Yep, I'm going to grab that. So the next book that I am trying to get in this video is The Last Summer on State Street by Toya Wolff. And I have started that book, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's bringing on so much nostalgia for me. Like, just reading and listening to it just reminds me of my era. I mean, I was born in the late 60s, but the 80s, some of the things that they are doing in this story definitely still took place, and I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, it's just bringing back so many memories, just even living in that type of neighborhood. Man, I know I can relate. So I'm really enjoying that book so far. So guys, I'll probably be popping back on tomorrow just to give you my final thoughts on that book. I'm going to get through that book by tomorrow. I've also started, The Davenports. I did start that book. I don't know that I'm going to finish that book on this vlog because I'm wanting to end this vlog this weekend and start another vlog. I didn't want to carry this one out too much because I don't want an hour and a half long vlog. I'm going to start that. I'm hoping tomorrow. I do plan on doing something bookish, so we shall see. I'm gonna wait and see what tomorrow looks like, because we're supposed to get more snow, lovelies. Oh yes, we're supposed to get more snow, so I don't know if the little trip that I'm planning on taking will happen, okay, because I may need to get in the house after work as quickly as possible, but we shall see. So friends, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and until I do something else bookish, I will see you later. Ta-ta. Hey friends, hey, welcome back. We have finally made it to the end of the week. Yes, and therefore you guys get to see me in my work clothes. I wanted to go ahead and wrap up this vlog before I got all nice and comfy. Guys, we had another snow hit today. And so, yes, I wanted to get her done so I can get this vlog finished for you guys. So I am ending this vlog with the last Summer in State Street by Toya Wolff. This one, I'm telling you, I've done some hard reads these last 3 days. I'm telling you, I loved The Violin Conspiracy. I loved Yellow Wife. And I really love Last Summer on State Street. Oh my gosh. It brought so much nostalgia for me. Now, this story took place in 1999. I was not born. I was born way before that, okay? But the things that took place during this time were some of the same things that, I used to do at 12 years old, because we have 4 POVs. Well, the main character is Fifi or Felicia, but there are 3 other girls, 12-year-old girls, who have POVs in this story as well. But for me, Felicia or Fifi reminds me so much of myself when I was growing up, simply because a lot of the things, with the exception of, well, no, even State Street was a lot like where I grew up. I didn't necessarily grow up living in like what we would call the projects, but I did grow up in an area where we had to deal with the same things, gangs and drugs and gun violence and violence period, and sexual assault, and a lot of single parent homes, and just a lot of the things that were mentioned in this story. It was just so relatable to me. And I just really appreciate this story because it really allows people to see, how far we've came, and know everybody's story is not like that. And God bless you if you did not have to deal with the things that are mentioned in this story. It was just so much. It's a lot. It's a lot, guys. Just dealing with depression and, oh my gosh, the bullying. I remember back in my day being bullied, yes, I was bullied. I was bullied, but guess what I had to learn how to do? I had to learn how to fight. I had to face my bullies. And back then, that's just what we did. We dealt with it with retaliation or fighting back or what have you. It's hitting different in this day and age, the bullying or whatever. But back then, our parents didn't really look at it as that. It's like, don't let nobody bully you. Okay. You know, we were the ones that if you get into a fight, you better win, or you better at least look like you won, you know, or, you know, it was just such a difference between then and now. And like I said, 1999, I had, you know, all of my children by then. You know, it wasn't, we're talking about, as far as my era, we're talking about late 60s, 70s. I, you know, finally became an adult in the 80s. So those time periods, you know, were a lot different even than 1999. Okay. So just to hear that even in 1999, you know, this stuff was this bad. It's just, and it may be even worse now. I don't know. But I'm sure statistics would tell. But once again, just living in that era and just revisiting that in this book, you know, just really made me feel grateful that even though I had to endure and had to deal with a lot of those things, you know, then I'm all right. Okay, I'm all right. I made it out, you know, and this, not to make this story seem about me, but like I said, it was just so relatable. And I definitely would recommend people read this. Now, when I saw that this was considered an historical fiction, I'm thinking mainly because Miss Pearl, okay? Miss Pearl in the story, she got to give her point of view about the 1940s and the 50s, and just hearing about how she watched the area where State Street is, how she watched it grow, and just all of the things that happened. And, you know, history really does repeat itself. We may see a lot of these things now, but it's just different. It's the same thing. Like, I think she had even talked about how, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but Miss Pearl was talking about how, you know, they call it like sheeping, was talked about in this book, and how, you know, the police, you know, it's just the thing. They wanted to see the black man behind bars, and just all of these things. And when you look at it today, it's still happening. It's still happening. It might be happening a different way. It might be called something else, but it's still happening. Okay, and so I don't know. It's just so relatable to me. Like I said, it's just a whole lot. It's a whole lot in this little book. It is a whole lot, and so just seeing how Fifi eventually, how her faith grew, and even the fact that, well, I won't say what happened to her eventually, but just seeing how her faith grew and how she reached back out into, you know, back out in the community later in life, and, you know, tried to make a difference. And guys, I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments. I feel like this book kind of reminded me of Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. It kind of reminded me, like, I kind of have the same feelings as that book. Everything that happened in this book didn't happen, you know, wasn't portrayed in that book. But I just feel like this book reminded me a lot about that. And so I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 5-star just because it was so real. Even though this was a fiction book to some extent, now the author, you know, she actually lived on this street, and you're getting her point of view about what happened. I'm sure you know, there's fictional characters or whatnot. This is real life. This is real life. This is stuff that I can attest to and say, yep, this is real. This stuff that happened is not fictional. It might be fictional in this story, but it's real life. And so I really enjoyed this. This is a coming of age story. I think for even for my kid, and my kids are adults now. My kids would not relate to any of this. They would not even know. They wouldn't even know. And it would probably be a shock to their system to read this book. But I still think that it's a good book. You know, when did this come out? I wish this was something that this is something that, you know, I feel like or be a requirement to read. Just in the sense of seeing where we have come from. You know, not probably, you know, everybody hasn't come from this type of life, but, you know, everybody didn't deal with slavery either. You know, I've read The Yellow Wife. We all didn't deal with that, but, you know, our history has, you know. Even with the violin conspiracy, you know, the whole theme of having to work twice as hard as a black person. So it's so many things. I'm just really full and just really trying to. I don't want to get too deep or try to get too deep because then I'll start, you know, doing too much. But I really enjoyed this book. I'm so glad that I read it. I think it was Aaliyah who even mentioned this book, which is why I picked it up. So I'm glad it's a short read. If you're really into, you know, historical fiction and kind of just seeing some things, this will actually be a good book for you to read. All right. So with that being said, guys, I am going to end this vlog. Please let me know if you've read any of these books or if you plan on adding them to your TBR. I'm having a really, really great start off to February already with the historical fiction. It's some hard stuff to read, okay? It's heavy. It's heavy, and I'm actually to the point now where I kind of need to read something else. Because this was some heavy stuff. This was some heavy stuff. So let me know if you've read anything, what your thoughts may be about these books, and hopefully if you plan on adding to your TBR. In this vlog, I did mention that I might, you know, try to get out and get to a particular store that I wanted to go to. Well, unfortunately, guys, it snowed today. And I just didn't want to try to traipse through the snow to get there. So, yeah, I don't have a lot of things going on as far as activities or, you know, going and shopping and all of those things. But hopefully in the next vlog, I'll be able to get outside, okay, and do what I do. So if you've made it to the end of this video, please leave this emoji, guys. And I thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I will see you in the next one. And if you don't do nothing else, keep being who you are, and that's a star. So keep shining. Bye.